Come on for the walk. I'm supposed to ask, do y'all have y'all water by y'all when y'all work out, even if it's for a half hour? Get your mat, get your chair, line up as you walk from wall to wall, get your weights, jump on your bike, start your treadmills. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking now, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, yeah. Come walk with me. Come walk with me. And save your toes and feet. If you don't do it, nobody else will. I said, come walk with me. Walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Yeah. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. But when you exercise, the body will control what you eat and don't eat. Ha ha! Yeah! I said I'm walking now, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking now, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah! That's why y'all see me here. I believes that. They great is, y'all. Great is. And let's start this walk. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe. I just think I gotta clarify something, y'all. I want y'all to watch the show and be encouraged to exercise. But, and I know all the subscribers and stuff and all the, I call them supporters on Facebook, they call them followers. The followers are mindless people to me. So I call you supporters because you're mindful enough to wake up and exercise with me or just look at the video and exercise. So I can't call you followers. I have to call you supporters. The choice, you made the choice. You're not just, anyway. Thanks for coming forward on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. And you guys have subscribed already. And tell your friends to exercise like the lady that exercised in the morning. That's it. That's it. Too much attention brings too much hardship. I've been on this penal colony a lot of years, and I've been watching this social media. And it's like in the shelter. Remember I told you that story? I only told y'all like one or two of them, but it was a million of them. When I was working in the shelter. And she says, the first thing we do when someone comes into the shelter, and I work there, so you just get your shopping cart, you fill it full of food, you go to the pantry, you go to the freezer, you take them down, you give them all the clothes they need, you give them everything. But then when they don't do what you tell them to do, they take the food away. So that's why, yeah, I love the subscribers I have. Yes, 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 I love you. Tell people about me. They can look. You don't necessarily have to subscribe to look. But when you get too much food, they tend to know how to use it to manipulate you. So just enough food to be healthy. Walking with y'all in the morning and sharing my thoughts, because that's what this is. I had a lot of questions as a child and as a young adult, teenager, and no one could answer it for me. So I'm sharing with y'all as I'm coming, as these answers are finally coming, as I'm so close to the ancestors, energy, because I'm finna be energy myself again. This matter gonna drop off. And they shoring up some things for me. So I come on and I share them with y'all. Now, like I said, they in the books. It's on the computer. Look it up. Anyway, milk baths. Let me tell y'all about milk baths. Milk baths is, I gotta hold on. I feel the vibrations coming through. Ooh, this is a hot topic in the ancestors vibing world. I used to see pictures of our cousins, our European cousins that we know are European and African. But at that time I didn't know it. I wasn't as close as I am now to the ancestors. You know, the energy. So they like let me in on a lot of shit. And I'm like, thank goodness. Maybe it was always there, but I had so much going on in my life, they wasn't getting through. So I used to see all these Europeans, they took the milk baths. And they had the umbrellas to keep the sun off them and all kind of stuff. I know now from the ancestors vibing me that they was mixed race, European and Africans. And as they started this white bullshit, they were always mixed race. So that's why they didn't want the sun on them. That's why they didn't want it. And that's why they had the milk baths. I couldn't understand it. All of the European courts and kings and queens were taking these milk baths. And then I came across an article, I couldn't put it together to now. It's like all these little pieces in the ancestors saying, remember when you read that out? Put it there. And remember when you read that? And put it there. And I'm like, oh, that makes a whole picture. Oh, that's what it is. These cousins so want to be disconnected from their African roots that they felt milking themselves would remove the African from them and make their skin whiter. I couldn't figure it out. They used to have the manservants come up and pour water. I'm looking at the books. Now I want to tell y'all something else. I read, is it called voraciously, after leaving that Southern Baptist cult. Because seeing that Southern Baptist cult in that household where I was, my cousins destroyed books. I never saw them read a book. Other than when they went to church and had to read something from the Bible in the church, I never saw them read. I never saw them come home with books. I never saw them with a pen or a pencil in their hands. Other than at church. When I was down in South Carolina, as a child in New York, my older sister, she was also a voracious reader. And she used to have to take me to the library with her. So by the time I got down south, I was in the libraries. I was in the reading. I had a sister that was into it. When I went to my father, he's Muslim. No libraries. We had books and pencils and stuff, but no libraries. What the school didn't give you, you didn't get. The only thing we had at home to read was Final Call, because he was Elijah Muhammad Muslim. So, I read everything. I looked at everything when I came back here. I mean, my daughter could tell you, and the neighborhood kids could tell you, we went to the library. We were in the RIF reading this fundamental program. You had to read a certain amount of books, or take a certain amount of books out, and then you get a free books, and everybody had close to 10 books at home, not more, because my daughter had them. And maybe it was like 15 years ago, when I was living in Mount Vernon, I met this little boy who used to like to read to me, and read the books. I mean, his mother okayed it. And he said, I don't have any books. So every time he'd read a book, he said, oh, Miss Vicki, you got a book I can read? And I would give him one of my daughter's reading his fundamental book. And he would read it. He said, "Can I take it with me?" And I said, "Sure." And that's what happened to my daughter's riff books. Reading is fundamental. But I ate everything. I would go to that library, and I tell you, I would buy books, especially those romance books, by the thickness. I didn't care what it was about. I didn't care what they was going. I didn't care what they was doing. I was reading. I was exercising my brain. I was drinking words. I was drinking words, and I was so happy. So that's how I did a lot of my research. And then, of course, I worked all those years in the library. I got sciatica. I got everything from lugging them books home. I walk a mile and a half for a library, too. We was having our books. We were always going to have books available for us to read. So I would see those books, especially about the Europeans. Now, I had no desire to go to Europe because of the fallacies that I was told on this penal colony. You see, they should have been telling us, go back to Europe, not go back to Africa. But the slime ball, low life, no count cousins, they're not going to show that they are mixed race, European and African. No pure race, ever. White, a unicorn. They should just go around and say, I'm unicorn. I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn. Because there's no such thing as white. You're all mixed. So I remember when I used to get those big books, like they call them, coffee table books at the library. I would see them, especially if I had to shelf them and shit. Yes. If it was something about the Europeans and the crowns, I was lugging it home, honey. I mean, I can't even tell you. That's why I have to exercise. I love this back. This back carried many books for me and my daughter. So I would look at the cocktail table book, that's what they call it. And I would look at them, and I was like, white, okay. Okay, that's what you're saying white is. But I could tell so many African features. But then I would tell myself, no. These low-life, low-down, no-educated, low-life cousins done taught me ain't no Africans in Europe. DNR, do not resuscitate. I'm getting out of this lie land. I'm getting out of this land of lies. Yes, when you look at Mitch Jack and you said, boy, he got African in him. Yes, he does. So does everyone. You stop breeding with Africans. You stop, as they call it, mixing the races. And then you just try to birth out the African. But you can't. It's in your features. It's in your hair. I used to, when I used to hear our cousins, our European cousins said, oh, my hair's so curly, so frizzy, I can't get it. That was the African. Oh, my nose is so big. It's a Romanesque nose. It's an African nose. Bitches. You know, team too much in this lie land. Team too much in this lie land. So they was milking themselves. They were light-skinned blacks, light-skinned African, all the crowns of Europe. And I'm telling y'all something, African countries, telling y'all something. Y'all tip lightly with Russia, because Russia was also mixed race African and Europeans. But they managed to kill off their Africans and to kill off the mixed races. That's why they went so strong with Germany. And that's the Russian crown and the German crown. I know y'all don't think that high. Y'all don't go past Warden. You need to think bigger, because wardens don't control nothing. And neither do presidents. They're always under a crown. Think higher, y'all. It's almost time for us to take our break and drink some water. Yes. So that's, I can't believe 66 years on this penal colony where this is, this is why we ain't black. We got plastic surgeons to make our nose point up and didn't go up that way. Go out and up. You can't take it from the gene, honey. All these years. I'm not African. I'm not African. All the cousins. That's why our life is a living hell. Because they say, I'm not like you. Unlike you. Drag you out the car. Make sure you don't get no houses. Make sure you don't get no education. Make sure you get... And that will prove that I'm not like you. But you are. I got African in me. Y'all got African in you. Let's take a break. Oh, I'm glad I warmed up. I did not knock the chill off the house this morning. I was like, okay, it's too late now because you put the heat on. The heat will be flaring while you're doing the show. I was like, okay, just let me get in the first 10 minutes and I can warm up. Yeah, girl. Woo. I'm all warmed up. And because I didn't want the house with water. Cold. Cold. Because if I stop walking now, they'll cut me off until I'm just a no. It's horrible. DNR. I said for me, DNR. Well, black people aren't smart. We're smart because we go to college and education. Well, why aren't the black people? Well, because we make sure they don't go to school or get any higher education. It's one education because we're the smart ones. Why? I used to say to myself, according to our cousin, methinks thou dost protest too much? All my years. I'm not black. I'm not black. White. No, they're not. They're cousins. They're cousins. They're cousins. And the ancestors vibe to me often that we're just cousins. Just cousins. Same blood, everything. We take milk baths, it will just be a milk bath. We'll come out the same way. And for them, the same way too. Now look at here. We don't know how those Europeans look. We have a glance, like I told you, those cocktail tables, and you will see all those big European pictures. Look at them. We used to call them high yellow. Those folks was high yellow that took the darker skinned African off the crown Put them on a ship and sent them to Africa. That door of no return is a tourist trap. For us Africans, our door of no return is out of Europe. All those penal colonies. I read something a while ago. I think it was the African American or the Black Experience book, that England kicked out the Africans from the penal colony of Jamaica. They would let them go back and forth. Of course, that's the penal colony. Anyway. So, when the Jamaicans was there, when our cousins, our mixed race cousins, our mixed race European cousins, put any laws in place in that, the Jamaicans, Africans, they rioted. They went after government. You know why? Because the Jamaicans, for England, they were the ruling class Africans. Yes, girl. The ruling class Africans. That the cousins, the European cousins, the light-skinned European cousins, start a war, got them off the throne, and shipped them to penal colonies. Jamaica. Here. What they call Bahamas and the Virgin Islands. Penal colonies. Under the crown of the British. They were light-skinned. Let's look at the Spanish. And another thing. Oh, do not resuscitate, y'all. Whew. When I get off out of this penal Disneyland of lies, I never want to come back. That's why I'm trying to send me to Ghana. Our European cousins, like we don't call them white people no more, put us on penal colonies all over the ruling class. They didn't get us from Africa. They went into Africa and took control of it. But they didn't take anybody out of Africa. They took all the Africans out of Europe. I'm a descendant of the ruling class of Europe that was sent to Jamaica, here, Barbados, Virgin Islands, and I'm sure a few more places that I just can't think of right now. I want to say Antigua, but Antigua is back and forth between Spain and the French. That's their penal colony. That's where the cousins took the ruling African class of Spain. Also Puerto Rico, also Brazil. That was the Portuguese. That's where they put their ruling class of Africans. They were shipping out citizens and everything. That's why when our ancestors got here, they spoke English. Bitches. Teaching, they was running around in the fields in Africa and we just went there and scooped them up. We ain't no pussies. You ain't scooping us up. That was a high vibration. And the lies you tell, spoke English. You lying liabilities from lying scumbag liars. Nothing in this history. Nothing. The cousins put all lies. And that's why when I look at those African countries next to Russia, I said, be careful. Because that's a cousin. That is a hater-rater cousin. All of Russia was mixed race. The ruling class were the Africans. And you're a hater. You're hater-raters. You killed all of them. Okay, I'm already at the bottom of this. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, I gotta stay on life. Listen. The fact that I'm sharing this walk with y'all is all I'm getting out of this. And the fact that I hope y'all are getting healthy too. And the ancestors are telling the truth because they didn't have a voice to tell the truth of what's going on. Go look in the books. Go look at all those old paintings. Look under those crowns. Look at those big old dresses that they used to wear in Europe, the gowns and stuff that the kids wear. Hiding them big fat asses and them big fat titties. African. African features, hiding them. Look at those noses. Look around those eyes. African knows African. Stop playing yourself. The minute you say, oh, if you look at a European cousin and say, oh, I see some African features. You do. You're right. That's why we call them cousins. They, do not resuscitate. Chris from Lester Gee's funeral home, he said 24 hours after I dropped, he could have me on the first thing smoking the Ghana. Now, I know I just told y'all I know we came from Africa. But see, instead of doing penal colony, Europe, Africa, I'm skipping the Europe part. I'm not dealing with them cousins no more. These low-life, low-down, no-count cousins here is too much for me now. I have no way my energy is going to go back to Europe. Never. We're going to Ghana. So that's why they took the milk baths. And that's why that's why they want you to stay outside. Now it's stay out the sun. You're getting cancer. You're getting cancer from the... No, it goes back to this is why I ain't black. I don't got no tan. DNR. Do not resuscitate. By the time I get my tattoo, I may put on the side, do not touch. Call Chris. From Lester Gee's funeral parlor. Do not touch, call Chris. So that's why they took milk baths. I couldn't understand it. I said, why would you need a milk bath? Well, if you're trying to prove you don't have any African in you, you're just trying all. I'm just surprised. Maybe they didn't have no white paint, but they should have. Because I'm surprised these stupid, ignorant European cousins just didn't go around painting themselves white. The African comes out, even in death. You'll know what you are. That's why when you go to the funeral, well, y'all are definitely, now you want to know a place where they use a lot of white paint, a lot of white spray paint? That's them funeral homes for them European cousins. Because I just tell you right now, they is darker than me when they die. Wouldn't that matter? That energy leaves that matter? They are darker than me. But if you go to see them in the funeral home, you won't see that. They done whiten them all up. I mean, the kid died from lead poisoning. They already dead. Now, why would they have to whiten them up? They said, no, no, no. Everybody, when the blood comes out, they turn dark. It's something. Being born an African in a country full of Africans to be hated because the dark-skinned African, the light-skinned Africans, instead of embracing, oh man, we started civilization, that was good. Oh man, we ruled, we went here, we did everything. Not these low-life, low-down, scumbag European cousins. Not them. Black is bad. Black cat is bad. If you want to a black room and black this and then black that, but the black is bad, but I'm white. No, you're not. You're African like I'm African. DNR. DNR. My whole thing is, you know, I'm like, energy, just hold on to me. When my matter drops to the ground and my energy is standing there confused, everybody grab hands and hold on to my corpse. Hold on to that box. When I'm going to the crematory, hold on. And then grab bones, teeth, whatever, and hold on to it. And we get on that plane on our way to Africa. And everybody leave this lion trap, penal colony. Whew. The lies. Whew. You know, I remember African American old people, when they was leaving this earth, they was like, all these lies, man. I was like, what are you talking about, grandma? What are you talking about? There's no lies. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The lies are so thick. Squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for good luck. The lies are so great to gain world power. These low-life, low-down, scumbag European cousins told the whole world, we're world power, we went to the moon. They went to a fucking studio, recording studio. And those, all the world knows, y'all still thinking these assholes are world powers. No, they're not. World idiots. World deniers of their African roots, which they should be ever so proud of. For surely that's how they advanced. But I be vibing with the African ancestors. I said, you know, y'all went all over. Y'all, all over. Why you couldn't just skip? Why you couldn't skip Europe? Why you ain't leave them there hitting each other over the head with rocks? Why you ain't leave them there? And their witches and their dreads and their druids and their... Why y'all don't just like go around them? Go around them. Squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for good luck. Yes, because all my reading and everything, Everybody know that all the Africans went all over the place. They all know. They all hit civilization. All the Asians, all everything. They know it. As they say, Africa was the first to be developed. It was closer to the sun. So everything that came out of Africa spread. But the lying, low life, no count European cousins, they whitewashed everything. They whitewashed everything. DNR. Like, comment, share. Tell a uncle, tell a auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. Thanks for coming on a walk. Have an excellent day. And I'll see you tomorrow.